everyone, yes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is SHOULDI and the name of my YouTube channel is Japa with D1. Japa with D1. Thank you very much. If you are a new subscriber, I'm sure that you must have been referred by someone. Kindly switch on the notification button, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you for believing in me. And I discuss anything that has to do with scholarship, immigration, lifestyle, anything that has to do with movement from one place to another. But mostly I concentrate on scholarships, admissions, anywhere and everywhere. My Twitter handle is @OluD1. My Instagram handle is @Olu_D1, and my Facebook and my LinkedIn account is Oludayo. Okay, for those of you that have been following me for some time now, I'm sure that you must have seen some of my videos where I interviewed a woman from Stanford University. If you have not seen that video and you are married, I'm sure that it will help you a lot. I see that because it's admission season, and I discovered that people are asking me a lot of questions in my email. By the way, my email address is scholarshipwithd1@gmail.com. So if you want to ask me questions, you can ask questions. So I created some of the questions, and then I have like 10, 11, 12. Let's see how much I can take. So the frequently asked questions, part 1. So let's start. Number 1, without wasting time. Number 1, I wrote it down in a paper. That's to tell you that I don't want to make a mistake. So from my phone, I wrote it down in paper. Number 1, and it says, this guy said, "Hello, Jimon, thank you for what you have done. Thank you for what you are still doing. God bless you. I have a tutu. And I'm aiming at M.SC scholarship in Canada. What can I do?" Okay, so let me extend the question to maybe if you have an HND or you have a tutu and you are looking at scholarship admissions in Canada. Well, the honest truth is that getting admission, you can get admission, but your chances are limited. If you have something less than 3.4, 3.49, you know, Nigerian system uses 3.5 and above for 2-1. So somebody even sent email to me that he had 3.4, 3.3 for masters, and she was told that her grade is too low. So if you have a 2.2 or you have HND, I will advise that you look at US, and this is what you will do. I also link this question to another one that talks about West evaluation. So this is the way it works. If you have a 2.2, okay, so however, it does not mean that you cannot get admission. So let me make it very clear. However, your chances are just very limited, to be honest, because schools in Canada are very limited compared to US. US has more than 2,000, 3,000 schools, if I'm correct. So Canada has very few schools. So people who get admissions are people who have 2-1 and first class. In my personal experience, I have not seen people who have a 2.2 and get master's admission in Canada. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but in my experience, I have not seen. So if it's possible, I have not seen anyone get that. So what you do is you do what is called West evaluation, and then you face US. I know someone who had finished with 2.2, 3.3 out of 5. And she did West evaluation. After West evaluation, she had to do TOEFL, GRE, get very high score, and you know, write emails to professors, and then she was able to. And then the person wrote more than 300 emails, and then she was able to get admissions and scholarship. That's another story for another day. I'm going to bring her on this same YouTube channel to explain how she got it in US, not in Canada. In Canada, what is obtainable is this, that I have seen. People do Ph.D, postgraduate diploma. You do postgraduate diploma, you apply, and they will give you, and then you can explain when you're applying for your visa, and you can explain that yes, you have a B.SC degree, but you are going for a Ph.D because you have a 2.2, and then you can do some explanations in your statement of purpose for visa. Okay, so let me use that to explain how does West work and who are the people that needs West. So West evaluation is called World Educational Service. They are the most common type of educational service that the world uses. There are also others. I think there are like 2 or 3 or 4, but West is the one that is common. So what does West, what do they do? West will take your 2.2, your HND from your school. They will ask you to tell your school to send your transcript to them, and then when you send it to them, they will re-evaluate it, and it means that they will remark it in quotes, if I can use that word. Remarking means that all your grades, you know, if you're in Nigeria, you have grades A, B, C, D, E, F. So all your grades will be recalculated, and for West has just A and B grade. I don't think they have C grade. So some of your C and D and E courses will be rounded up to like B, and that's number one. And number two is that some irrelevant courses may not be calculated. You know, for Nigeria, I'm talking context in Nigerian context now. You know, when we are calculating CGPA, we call it cumulative grade point average. If you have a bad score in your first semester and you have a very good score in your second semester, the average of everything will be taken. That will give you your CGP. West does not do that, you know. So I want you to take note of that. They will pick the most important ones and mark. Anyway, long story short, this is just observation. If you do West evaluation, the summary is that your CGP will definitely increase. Most likely increase. So that transcript, you will now tell your school to send it to them. When you send it to them, they will reevaluate it and send it to you. Now, if you need admission, if you want to apply for admission in any school, you don't need to tell your school to send the transcript to them again. You can tell West to send the evaluated transcript to all the schools that you're applying for. But remember, for every of your result that you send to the school, you are paying to West. So you are going to pay your school to send it to West. You will pay West to evaluate it. I think it's about $205. You can confirm. And then West will send you a copy. They call it maybe student copy or something copy. I've seen it before. And if you now want admission, you tell West to send that evaluated transcript to every school that you're applying for. So that's how West works. So when you have your West, you have an evaluated transcript. Just check west.org, WS, and check YouTube. There's a YouTube site. There's one guy in India that explains how to do this thing step by step. You can check it. Okay, so summary for HND and Tutu. Yes, if you have your West evaluated transcript, you can get admission in US. In fact, so there are some schools that can take HND, yeah, but they are not common. There are some schools that will take your Tutu that will not even require West. Let that be clear. But by and large, I mean, these are the things that are very common when it comes to people that have Tutu and HND. Okay, next question. I hope that I'm able to beat time. Okay, number 2 says, sir, a professor told me to apply after sending emails. Does it mean that he has funding? Can I apply? Well, if I want to answer this, the truth is there are some schools that will not require you to get the approval of a professor before you apply. Yes. However, I always tell people still send emails to professor. I think I answered it 3 or 4 days ago on Twitter. For those of you that are following me, by the way, my Twitter handle is at Oludeewon, OLUDEEWN. That's where I'm most active. If you want to get updates on scholarship, please make sure you follow me on Twitter. That's where I do most of these things. So, if you have a professor tell you that okay, you can apply, you don't need me, the school does not need me, need you to have a supervisor. Ask the supervisor again. Ask him, can I put your name as part of the people that that I want to work with? Because that will boost your statement of purpose. If you write in the statement of purpose that okay, I've checked Professor Bat's work and this relates with me, it's really what I'm doing, and you know, I just check one of my YouTube videos that talks about statement of purpose, how to write statement of purpose and how to write emails. You understand this part very, very well. However, make sure that you are doing it the right way. So summary, yes, if the professor asks you to apply, just apply, but get the consent of the professor. If the professor says he doesn't have funding, well, you need to be sure of funding before you apply. Also, I also need to tell you that there are some schools that you don't even need to ask for funding and all of that. Once you apply and your profile is competitive enough, your admission, especially for Ph.D. and Masters, that's what I'm talking about now, it comes with automatic funding. Comes with automatic funding if your profile is competitive enough. When I say profile, I mean your statement of purpose, your transcript, your reference letters, your CGP, everything. Okay, thank you very much. Next one says, after my graduation, I've been working in places not related to my research. What can I do to boost my chances? Well, for example, let's say you finished from let's say health science or biology, and you have been working in the IT firm. If you are in Nigeria, I'm sure this will not be strange to you, where you have a different experience when you finish school. That's just society. What you can do is this: if your real choice or your love is, was what you did during your undergrad, then you need to first do online courses. In one of my tweets, I talked about how to get scholarship for online courses. You can check it out on one of my pinned tweets. I explain everything step by step. You have to do online course that relate to that intended courses that you want to do. For example, like I said, you did biology and you're working in an IT firm, and then your love is really biology. So you need to do something in do an online course in that biology, and then also improve your volunteering activities. For biology deals with health and life. Volunteer, do public enlightenment for people in your area about every disease, coronavirus. Do enlightenment for people about HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, all of these things. This is health, and then inculcate it. All of this is in your statement of purpose. That's also very, very important. Okay, so let's now say that you finished biology, you are now doing IT, you are working in an IT firm. You now discover that your research interest just suddenly switched from your biology experience as an undergraduate student to IT. So what you can also do is this: because you are now applying for a master's degree in IT, remember that you don't have the background now. So you need to do something. Online course is a bridge, is a leveler. I always tell people, do not joke with online courses. Go to Coursera, go to edx.org and do a lot of online courses. This will build a lot of bridge in all of these things, and you can always level with anyone who has the experience. So you just explain all of these in your statement of purpose, or you are sending emails to professors, you have to explain all of these things. Although your background is not this, but this is what you like, and this is what you have done so far to make sure that you are getting the experience, I know that volunteer. You can also publish papers in that field. You can collaborate. You can talk to people. You can just do something. Don't be idle. It's as simple as that. Okay. Next question. What I just graduated from the university. What are the things to note in order to get started for M.SC and Ph.D. scholarship in US and in Canada? Well, my brother, in case your name is James. Yes, it's easy. Just go to my Twitter and do at Oludiwan. I have a lot of tweets there that are pinned to my profile. More than 56 tweets, more than 60 if I'm correct. Start reading them one by one. But most importantly, what you need now is to get your international passport. Get your international passport done. If you have not left your school environment, go and meet your supervisors. Tell them about your intention to apply for scholarship abroad, and tell them that you need them as reference. This is a big problem. Reference letter is a big problem. I think somebody asked a question on that. Reference letter, getting people to write reference letters for you is a big problem. I have a whole video that explains my own personal experience on how I was able to get reference letters for every school I applied to. Imagine I got like 7 or 8 UK admissions. Reference letters was written. I had some other admissions too before eventually coming to Canada. So that's very important. Talk to them so that they will know your intentions. Get your national passport. After that, if you have the money, write TOEFL and GRE. Once you do these 3, then you have started. Excuse me. So you have started. So it means that now you don't have this. Then start reading my page tweet. You will see a lot of information there that will get you started. Next question says, in your opinion, which country should I concentrate on, USA or Canada? Well, I cannot answer that question. When you say US or Australia, what of Germany? When you say US, Canada, what of Australia? What of Canada? What of Germany? What of other places? I think my latest video is about Australia. So watch my video on Australia. You will see how I explain a lot of things you can get in Australia. Okay. So US, Canada, Australia, my brother, let me tell you the truth, brother James, any country, and this is me, I'm quoting myself, any country that gives you fully funded scholarship is your God-ordained country to go. So number 1, remove this mindset. Don't even remove, delete. permanently delete, Control D. Remove this mindset of I have to go to Canada, I have to go to US by force, by fire. Many people don't know a lot of opportunities in Australia. I just got to know too, you know. So there are a lot, even undergraduate scholarship, I'm going to talk about that later. Do not have that mindset. Any country that gives you fully funded scholarship is your God-ordained country. So remove this idea of US, Canada, apply to every country using the steps that I've explained in my pain tweet. Next question. I think 3 or 4 months ago. So I'm having issues getting new reference letters. Okay, I think, oh, he said, can I just use one reference letter for all application? No, Ada, I'm telling you, no. You cannot use one reference letter because, of course, you are not the one writing it. This is the way reference letter works. When you apply, when you are filling your application form, there's a section where they will ask you to write the details of your 3 or 4 referees. So you will put their names, their portfolio, their phone number, their email address. Don't forget, not Gmail, official email address. I said that in one of my videos, reference letters, check it out. Okay, so once you fill it out, and you submit, they are going to send an automatic referral letter to their email. And I've seen it before. They will ask them to open a link. In that link, they will ask them to grade you in terms of the ability to understand your volunteering activities, the way you think, your reasoning. They will grade you a scale of 1 to 5 and all of that. And then there's another section in that link that will tell your referee to either write a reference letter for you, fill in a box, or upload a reference letter. So how can you use that one? The one you use for Concordia University, how can you use it for Tulane University in US? So it's different, and the courses will be different. And remember, the reference letters must have dates, updated dates. So do not, I know what you can do. do not attempt to forge your supervisor's signature and then change the date because you don't want to disturb him for reference letters. One of my friends has done it before. Sorry, one of my friends has done it before. He forged the referee's signature because he doesn't want to disturb him for, the man has helped him write a lot of reference letters, so he doesn't want to disturb him. So he was proving smart. The system detected it and said that he should upload a new reference letter with the original signature of the supervisor. This is real life, I'm not joking, I'm not kidding. He's even in UK. One of the schools, UK gives admission. So he had to tell the lecturer that he should give him a reference letter. He had to go. Thank God they didn't send email to that lecturer to report. That would have been a very big issue. So do not attempt to outsmart your reference. Okay. Next question says, Demon, my supervisor published my project work after I left school without my name. Can I reference this as my publication in my CV? Well, this is very tricky. Because in Nigerian context, your supervisor can publish your undergraduate project, package it and publish it without your consent. This happens every time. People who have conscience, put the name of their students, but people who don't, they don't. But unfortunately, there's nothing you and I can do. What you can do is send email to your supervisor and let him know that if it is published, you can politely let him know that you saw your work online and you are surprised that your name is not there, So let him know, But it's very tricky, especially if you don't have a good relationship with your supervisor. It's very, very tricky. If you can get publications elsewhere, I always tell people you don't need to have your name as a first name or original work for publication. No, you can forget that. If you are seeing the school environment, or you have access, or you have time, talk to 1 or 2 lecturers in your school and tell them that you want to collaborate with them to do publications. Tell them that you need publication for your master's scholarship, and then you will need their help. What can you do? And then you can tell them that you just want your name to be in publication. What can you do? They may send a paper to you to edit. They may ask you to do 1 or 2 things, and then they'll put your name. Even if your name is number 52. Even if your name is number 52. It doesn't matter, your name is there. That's a sample of your work. Because some supervisors ask and some schools ask that you submit sample of your work to show that you are research worthy. So that's a very tricky thing. You cannot claim, yes, it's your work, but your name is not there. You cannot claim it as part of your work and in your CV, because there's no way they can trace it. Your name is not there. So you know. So last questions, or second and last. Must I send emails to professors to get fully funded scholarship? Are there no alternative route? My brother, there are alternative routes, Mr. James. There are government funded scholarship, like the MasterCard scholarship, like the Commonwealth scholarship, like the Germany scholarship, like this Swedish scholarship that is currently on now. There are a lot. All of these are government scholarship. They are scholarship by nations, by bodies. All of these scholarships you can apply to them. Most times they will ask you to write some sort of essays, 4, 5, 6 essays, answer some questions, do some exams, and then they will select you out of the pool of many people from different nations based on your application document. You understand? However, those kind of scholarships are very competitive because you are competing with a lot of people from other nations of the world. You know, and the slot is very limited. That's why in my tweet I don't usually say things like this, because I know it's very competitive, and I believe that an average Nigerian does not have a good result. You know, so very few people have very excellent results. It's not their fault, you know, it's the environment. So one of the that's one part of scholarship. Another type of scholarship is the one that you send emails to professors. That is assistantship. You know, that one is, how do I explain it? That one is that one does not have timeline. That one does not have number of slots. That one is individual, is specific to supervisor. It depends on how hard working you can be. Let me give you an example. I did the common scholarship. I was not chosen, not because I didn't have a good result. I graduated with the first class, but compared to other results, I wasn't competitive enough. You know, so but if I'm sending emails to professor, I'm dealing with the professor one-on-one, sorry, and I'm giving him what I can do. And so if I convince him, he will give me funding. This is why I always tell people that sending emails to professor, the professor route is better, because you have less competition if you are smart enough, and there are many schools you can do that. You know, for those of you that have been following me for a long time, I said that I sent 106 emails before I got fully funded scholarship here in Canada. I've said it many times, you know. So this route too is not easy, but it's more assuring compared to all of applying to government scholarship. However, I'm not saying government scholarships are not good. In fact, they have more money and they have more comfort than assistantship for sure, because they will pay you a lot and you'll be okay. But your profile has to be strong. You don't need to have everything, but whatever you have, you should be able to defend it, and it should be convincing enough. So that's just that about that. So those are the alternative routes. You can apply for government scholarship. You can even get admission in some schools and get partial scholarship. That one is common in UK. In Canada, sometimes, you know. So I think, okay, thank you very much. Yes, I think this is the last question. I've answered this. So thank you guys, thank you. This will be the end of frequently asked questions part 1. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Jump with D1. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Instagram. I will be supplying you content that has to do with admissions and scholarship. Thank you very much. God bless you.